Welcome to Story Time, where tonight we bring you a soothing tale to ease you into the gentle embrace of sleep. Tonight's story, Crows and Candles, is a tale of mystery, warmth, and the gentle comfort that comes from the glow of candlelight. So get cozy, close your eyes, and let this story carry you away into a night of restful dreams. Once upon a time, in a small, secluded village surrounded by deep woods, there stood an old house, nearly forgotten by the world. It was a sturdy stone structure with a single tall window and a sloping roof that seemed to stretch up toward the sky. The house was quiet, with thick walls that kept out the noise of the forest and a small garden overrun with wildflowers, giving it an air of timelessness. In this old house lived an elder named Alara, known by the villagers as the Keeper of the Flame. Alara was a solitary figure, often seen walking the woodland trails by day and tending to her candles by night. Her candles were unlike any others. They were large, hand-poured with a deep crimson wax, and each flickering flame cast a warm glow that brought calmness and quiet to any room they were lit within. When asked, Alara would only smile and say that her candles were meant to keep the darkness at bay, a comforting light for those who sought peace. Alara's life was gentle and unhurried. Each morning, she would rise at dawn and wander into the forest, gathering herbs, sticks, and stones. By afternoon, she'd be home again, sitting at her wooden table, preparing the wax and carefully adding the ingredients that gave each candle its warm glow. Her routine was steady, unchanged by the passing years, and each night, the candles in her home would light one by one as dusk fell, creating a haven of flickering warmth in the otherwise cold darkness. As the villagers began to learn of Alara's special candles, they would often come to her door, seeking her help. Some asked for candles to place in their homes, hoping to fill their rooms with the same soft glow that seemed to make all worries melt away. Others came in search of comfort, believing that her candles could ward off not only darkness but also sadness, fear, and the weariness of life. One evening, as Alara was lighting the candles around her home, she heard a soft rustling outside. She opened her door and looked out into the fading twilight. In the distance, she saw a single black crow perched on the fence post, watching her with piercing, intelligent eyes. The crow did not move, its gaze steady and unblinking, as if it knew something she didn't. Alara smiled gently and nodded toward the crow before returning to her candles, aware that in the forest, the animals were often silent companions, watching over her home as she watched over the flames. Days turned to weeks, and the crow returned each evening, always at the same time, as the sun dipped below the trees. Alara grew fond of the crow, often whispering greetings to it as she went about her nightly ritual. She found comfort in its presence, a quiet understanding that made her feel less alone. Then, one night, as Alara was preparing to light her first candle, she noticed that the crow was gone. The night seemed quieter than usual, a stillness settling over the forest that she could not shake. Undeterred, she lit her candle, whispering her usual blessings. As the flame flickered to life, a faint knocking sounded at her door. Startled, Alara opened it, expecting to see a villager, but there was no one there. Curious, she stepped outside, feeling the chill of the night air wrap around her. She walked toward the forest's edge, her candle in hand, and as she moved closer, the faint outline of a figure began to take shape in the shadows. It was the crow, but not as she had seen it before. This time, the crow was standing on the ground, its wings spread wide, casting a shadow in the candlelight that danced against the trees. Alara took a deep breath and held out her candle, its warm light casting a soft glow over the crow. In that moment, a strange peace washed over her. The crow seemed to understand, watching her with calm, knowing eyes. And then, as if carried by the night wind, Alara heard a voice, not from the crow, but from the air around her, soft and gentle like the rustling of leaves. "The darkness comes for all," the voice whispered, "but those who hold the light can guide others through it." With a quiet nod, Alara returned to her home, carrying with her the weight of the words she had heard. That night, she poured more candles, infusing each one with the peace she felt from the crow's message. And as she worked, the flickering shadows cast by the flames seemed to dance, as if in harmony with the unseen presence around her. The candles from that night became the most treasured among the villagers, each flame bringing a warmth that soothed even the most restless of souls. and as Alara continued her work, she found herself surrounded by a gentle peace, her quiet connection to the crow a reminder of the strength found in darkness and light alike. Years passed, and Alara grew older, her hair silver and her hands wrinkled, yet still as steady as ever when pouring her candles. The villagers continued to visit her, finding comfort in her presence and the soft glow of her candles. And every evening, as the sun dipped low and the stars began to shine, the crow would return to the fence post, a silent guardian watching over Alara's home. One winter's night, as Alara sat beside her last candle, she closed her eyes, feeling a deep calm settle over her heart. The flame danced gently, casting long shadows around her room, and as sleep drifted over her, she heard the faint rustle of wings outside her window. A smile touched her lips as she slipped into slumber, knowing that she had been guided by both light and shadow, her life a quiet balance of both. The next morning, the villagers found her home empty, save for the flickering candlelight that continued to burn throughout the night, casting warmth and peace over the quiet stone walls. Alara had left behind not only her candles, but her presence, a peaceful warmth that lingered in the village long after she was gone. To this day, the villagers tell stories of the keeper of the flame, of her candles that continue to burn in the quiet corners of their homes. And if you wander through the village at dusk, you may still catch sight of a lone black crow perched on a fence post, watching over the place where peace once lived, and where her legacy continues to glow softly, a beacon of warmth and light in the heart of the night. And so, dear listener, we come to the end of Crows and Candles. Here on Storytime, we hope that this gentle tale has brought you comfort and calm, like the soft glow of a candle in the night. Let the warmth of the story stay with you as you drift into peaceful sleep. Good night, and may your dreams be filled with the same gentle light.
Thanks for your time. Please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.